If you've been losing patience with surface-level living lately, there's a good chance you've caught yourself wondering what's going on with you. Like, things that used to feel normal now just feel empty. Conversations stay light. Routines stay busy. Goals feel shallow. And something in you is like, why does this all feel so pointless? Then right after that, you might check yourself and think, am I just being negative? Ungrateful? Too much? But psychology actually points in a totally different direction. Losing patience with surface-level living isn't a flaw. For a lot of people, it's a sign of growth. It's what happens when your inner world starts asking for more meaning than your outer world is giving you. You're not becoming bitter, you're becoming aware. If that already feels a little too accurate, stick with me. This isn't about rejecting life or acting like you're above anyone else. It's about understanding why your tolerance for shallow routines, shallow goals, and shallow conversations is shrinking, and what that says about who you're turning into. First, your mind wants meaning, not just stimulation anymore. Psychology shows that as people mature emotionally, they start caring less about novelty and more about meaning. Surface-level living is built around staying busy, entertained, distracted, scrolling, chasing status, filling time. At some point, that just stops working for you. You might still be doing the same things, but they don't hit the same way. You're not bored because nothing's happening. You're bored because nothing means anything. That impatience isn't laziness or entitlement. It's your mind asking for depth, purpose, and something real. Second, you're more aware of emotional emptiness now. Research shows that increased self-awareness usually comes with discomfort. You start noticing when conversations go nowhere, when goals are more about looking successful than actually feeling fulfilled, when everyone's busy but nobody's really present. While some people deal with that by staying distracted, you feel it directly. And yeah, that can be frustrating. But it also means you're not numbing yourself just to get through life. You're actually paying attention. Third, your values are getting clearer. Psychology shows that when people start figuring out what really matters to them, they naturally lose patience with things that don't line up anymore. You might care less about impressing people, keeping up, or doing things just because that's what you're supposed to do. Small talk, shallow ambition, performative lifestyles. They start feeling draining instead of motivating. That doesn't mean you lost your drive. It means your drive got more intentional. You're not rejecting life. You're refining what you want from it. Fourth, you're done trading depth for comfort. Research suggests a lot of people stick with surface-level living because it's comfortable and socially rewarded. Depth asks harder questions. It forces you to slow down. Sometimes it means standing a little apart. If you're losing patience with shallow living, it usually means you're no longer willing to trade authenticity for ease. You might feel restless in routines that look fine on the outside, but feel hollow on the inside. That restlessness isn't a problem. It's a signal pushing you toward a more honest life. Fifth, your nervous system is tired of all the noise. Psychology shows modern life keeps people in constant stimulation. Notifications, pressure, urgency, comparison. For some people, that leads to burnout. For others, it leads to awareness. You start noticing how rushed everything feels, how little space there is to think, reflect, or just exist. Losing patience with surface-level living can be your nervous system saying it wants calm, presence, and real engagement instead of nonstop input. Sixth, you're outgrowing survival mode. Research shows surface-level living often develops as a coping strategy. Stay busy, stay distracted, don't feel too much. But when you're no longer just trying to survive, that strategy stops fitting. You might realize you don't want to just get through your days anymore. You want to actually live them. That shift can feel uncomfortable. especially when the world around you is still running on autopilot. But it's a sign you're ready for something more intentional. Here's the part that really matters. Losing patience with surface-level living doesn't mean you're ungrateful, dramatic, or impossible to please. It means you're waking up to your own depth. You're realizing that being busy isn't the same as being fulfilled, that being liked isn't the same as being aligned, that comfort isn't the same as meaning. Once you stop judging this shift, things start to change. You stop forcing yourself to enjoy things that feel empty. You stop assuming something is wrong with you for wanting more. You start listening to what that restlessness is actually pointing toward. Not more stimulation, but more truth. You're not losing patience because you're negative. You're losing patience because you're honest. You're not rejecting life. You're rejecting a version of life that doesn't feed you anymore. And that doesn't make you difficult. It makes you aware. If this video put words to something you've been feeling but couldn't quite explain, you're not alone. There are a lot of people like you, thoughtful, reflective, quietly searching for meaning in a world that confuses busyness with fulfillment. You don't need to numb yourself just to belong. You're allowed to want depth. And if you want more psychology insights that help you understand these shifts instead of fighting them, hit subscribe. The next video might help another part of you finally click.